Hi, sixth graders. We are going to do some dividing today, and we're going to talk about dividing by a decimal number, okay? So let's take a look at this and get it figured out. Okay, I have 420 divided by 6/10. Okay, so I'm going to put this in my fraction box, or in my division box. And I know that when I write this, 420, if I read it, 420 divided by 0.6, that helps me to know 0.6 goes on the outside because I'm dividing by it. But we also know that 420, the first number, is our dividend, and our second number is our divisor. Dividend, divisor, okay? Okay, so now I look at this, and this is what I know. If I have a decimal in my divisor, I cannot have that, okay? So I have to get rid of it. And this is the way I get rid of it. I move it one place. Okay, so I move it over one place in this case. Sometimes you got to move it over more than one. This one happens to only be one. Now whatever I do out here, I have to do in here. So where is the decimal in this number for me to move it? I don't see one. But that's okay. If we don't see it on a whole number, we know it's at the end. Okay? So there's my decimal at the end, and I have to move it one place. And I fill that in with a 0. And then my decimal goes straight up, because we know when we divide, decimals go up. Okay? So the way I remember this is over, over, up for my decimal. My decimal on the outside moves over, my decimal on the inside moves over the same amount, and then my decimal goes straight up. Okay, so now we're ready to divide because we got rid of this decimal on the outside. Okay, does 6 go into 4? No, I'm going to put a 0 over that because sometimes, see, when there's a whole bunch of numbers here or when we move to decimal, it's good to fill in those zeros above the numbers you're working with. And it's also good to make sure you fill your number in above the number you're working with so that you don't get messed up and that decimal doesn't get in the wrong place. When there's no decimal, not as big a deal. When there's a decimal, big deal where it goes, okay? All right, so now we said 6 doesn't go into 4, but I bet it goes into 42. How many times? You got it. It goes in 7 times. 6 times 7, 42. I subtract. I get 0. Am I done? No, I'm not done. I have to bring these numbers down. So I start with this 0. Does 6 go into 0? No, another important thing, we can't forget these at the end, okay? 0 times 6, 0. Subtract, I'm 0. I'm not done. I haven't brought all my numbers down. I bring my next 0 down. Does 6 go into 0? No, it goes 0 times 6, 0. We subtract 0. Okay, now I don't have any more numbers to bring down. I don't have a remainder because we cannot have remainders with decimal numbers. Okay, so I am done. I found that 420 divided by 6/10 is 700. All right, let's try another one. 63 hundredths divided by 9/10. So I'm going to put it in my box. Okay, I see, I have a decimal out here. I have to move it. I move it one place because that's all I need to do. I move this one place, and I go straight up with it. Remember, over, over, up. Okay, now I can divide. Will 9 go into 6? No, it won't, so I need that 0 up there. 9 times 0, 0. I subtract. Oops. That's not how we'd subtract that. 6. Bring my next number down. 9 go into 63. Yes, 7 times. 9 times 7, 63. No remainder, so I am done. I don't need to do anything else. So 63 hundredths divided by 9/10 is 7/10. All right, let's try one more. 7 3/10 divided by 8/10. So I'm going to write them in here. I see, I've got a decimal out here. I can't have it. over, over, up. Okay, so I'm ready to divide. Will 8 go into 7? No, it doesn't. I put my 0. I subtract. I bring my 3 down. Will 8 go into 73? Yes, 9 times. It's 72. I subtract. I have a 1. Well, we've been talking about how I can't have a remainder with a decimal number. Okay, so, sorry, I'm going to leave that decimal. I'm just going to move it over a little. I have to add a 0. I have to keep adding zeros until I can divide without a decimal. So I bring my 0 down. 8 goes into 10 one time. I subtract, I get 2. Well, I'm not done. I've got to add a 0. I cannot have a remainder. 8 goes into 20 2 times. Still not done. Add a 0. Bring it down. Goes into 40 5 times. And finally, we get to 0. Okay? So remember, when dividing by a decimal number, we have to get rid of that decimal on the outside. Over, over, up. Okay? All right, 6th graders, good luck. And remember, over, over, up. We cannot have a decimal out there, so if you have to move that decimal 3 places, that's fine to get to no decimal, but you do that to the inside as well. All right, we will see you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.